like 17th interview, so I'm gonna just start it right off. You ready? All right. What's going on, world? I am Wesley from A Connection TV, the network, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And we are here with Miss Jelaminah once again. I am so glad that you're able and willing to do these interviews because it's always good to get the digs and get the truth and the behind the scenes that's actually been going on with this freaking season of Bad Girls Club. But how are you doing today? Okay, well, that's good. That's always good to be enjoying life and not having any complaints. So we got to talk about this last episode, okay? This, in my opinion, was one of the worst edited episodes I've ever seen in all of BGC. And there were a lot of things that people were expecting to see that was not at all in the episode. So watching the episode, it's like, okay, what the fuck is going on? What is happening? I don't understand. So I want to start from the beginning of this episode, where you guys are going to a snake charmer and you're a little bit afraid of snakes. Can you explain as to the reason why you're afraid of snakes?
Honestly, I have always been petrified of snakes my entire life. Even when I was a little kid, I would wake up screaming in the middle of the night because I used to have nightmares that snakes were in my bed. Like, seriously, like, as far as back as I can remember, I have always had very bad dreams about snakes. I've always been very, very afraid of snakes. If they come on TV, I'm changing the channel. I don't want to pass a picture in a book. I don't even really like people to say the word snake. Like, it just, they make my skin crawl.
Have you ever been bitten by a snake or seen someone bitten by? Okay.
I just, ever since I was a kid, I don't know if it, like, when I said that I think I was killed by a snake in a previous life, I was serious when I said that because I've been petrified of them since as far back as I can remember, ever since I was a little itty bitty kid.
Okay. I mean, I understand that, you know, people have their phobias, so I don't know why everybody was like, oh, I don't understand why she's afraid of snakes or whatever the case may be. But my question is, leading to going to see this snake charmer, it seemed like everything was kind of okay with the house. Like, what was going on in the house? What was the vibe with everybody? Were you cool with the other girls?
At that time, everything, it was copacetic. We were, what is the word that I'm looking for?
Cordial?
We were cordial and we were just merely coexisting. And, yeah, we were just kind of coexisting. Y'all stay out of our way and we'll stay out of y'all's.
Okay. So there weren't any arguments or anything leading up to this, going to see the snake charmer or anything like that?
No, nothing too big really happened in the house after me and Jenna got in a fight. Once me and Jenna got to the fight in that time, like, yeah, we may have exchanged words with the other girls every so often. No, I take that back. The day that Jazz got her hair done, we had like a kind of like an exchange of words that night after the club, like when we were leaving, or maybe like the next day or some around the time that Jazz had gotten her hair done. I remember that. I think that particular night we went somewhere, and then either they stayed home or went somewhere else, and then like the next night you see the dude that Jazz was with. You seen him in the club in our section. Well, what they didn't show y'all was that we originally stayed home that night. And we was like, fuck that, we not staying home. And so we took a taxi to the club that night, me and the twins. And on the way home, all of us kind of had like an exchange of words in the limo, but it wasn't really nothing. And then that was really the last time that we got into it. Like, nothing really else happened after that.
Okay. I do have to say that it was, how can I put this? It was entertaining to watch you, you know, to defend yourself and to watch you not back down from Jenna when y'all were having y'all altercations. And I want to say it was entertaining because at this point we get the fact that Jayla is not the one. Jayla will speak her mind, Jayla, doesn't matter who you are because you've had altercations with the twins. You've had altercations with any and everybody. And so I like that from a bad girl's perspective. If you have a problem with someone, you'll approach them and you'll address it. But the famous line that you had was, come in my face and I'm going to slide your ass. Yes, I was like, okay, she better go ahead. So y'all go ahead and y'all do the snake charm or whatever. Y'all get back home and y'all are getting prepared. It seems like y'all getting prepared to go out. It's everybody on one accord and going out. And I don't know, when I watched this episode, I got from what we saw, everybody was fine up until Jenna tried to be funny with one of the twins dropping the towel. And I go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
And I don't know if that's what led the twins to say, you know what, fuck it, let's leave them or not. But it seemed like everything was fine until Jenna said something. So can you explain what was going on there and how you felt about the situation?
Okay, so first things first, that was not even the same day. The day we went to the snake charmer was not the same day that we left the house. They just made it seem like that. The day that we went to go see the snake charmer, that was probably like 2 or 3 days before then. The day that we left the house, we actually went to Go-Kart World. Me and the twins went to Go-Kart World. And 2 of my friends, one of my homeboy and my homegirl, that would always come over to the house that they'd never show, met us. And we went go-karting earlier that day. What they also didn't show y'all was that me and the twins had gone to aerial aerobics before then. So we went to see the snake charmer one day, and then that incident with the club, that happened probably, I'm going to say a week later, but that was almost a week later. That they cut that to make it seem like it was the same day, but we had gone to aerial aerobics without them, and we went go-karting without them. We had had a full day of like activity before that happened, and we kind of knew that something was up. Because you kind of feel it. You know, you can feel when something isn't right in your spirit, if you're in tune with it anyway. And so the whole day I just kept saying, y'all, something ain't right. And they were saying the same thing. And I was like, y'all just be prepared for whatever. Like, you know, like, I don't know what they up to, but I was like, somebody is up to something. Even production seemed kind of weird that day. So, yeah, like, I think that particular night, or the night that we decided to leave the other girls back at home, we had already decided that we were going 2 separate places. As you saw when Lauren came in the bathroom saying something about, oh, well, we're going here, here, there. And we were like, well, we were already going out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever. So, yeah. And I think I was downstairs on the phone when they decided, or when the twins had come up with the plan to leave them. And then when I came upstairs, like either off the phone or off of the computer, they just kind of said, hey, tonight we're going to leave them. So I was like, okay, cool.
So if y'all were going 2 separate places anyway, what was the problem? I'm confused.
Questions that need answers.
So, okay, wait. So didn't at one point y'all had 2 Jeeps to drive in?
We always had 2 Jeeps, but the thing with the Jeeps were the Fugly 4 have bad driving records. So the only person, or the only people that were allowed to drive were, I think, Jenna and Lauren. The 3 of us were always able to drive because we didn't have messed up driving records. But the thing is, if you consume any alcohol within a 24-hour period, you're not allowed behind the wheel of a car, whether it's a shot, a mixed drink, or whatever. So even if you take a shot at 10 o'clock in the morning and we don't go nowhere till 10 or 11 o'clock that night, you still can't drive. So that's why they make us take the limo or the party bus out at night so that everybody can drink and nobody has to worry about driving. Or you call a cab. If everybody drinks, then you call a cab.
Got you. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. So y'all get in the party bus and y'all leave them, and they looked so upset. They really did. They were so upset and like they were about to cry, and it was just hilarious to watch because I was laughing at this point.
But it was a preventable situation, and I'm gonna tell you why it was preventable. Because as you saw in that episode, All seven of us were downstairs in the foyer. Sinead was standing in the window. Shannon was either in the kitchen or like standing by like where all of our pictures were, and I was standing a little bit closer to Sinead. So we were all sitting there waiting for the limo to pull up. And Jasmine said, "Is the limo here yet?" Or one of them said, "Is the limo here yet?" Sinead looked out that window and got to scooting out the door, and I already knew what was up. That's why you see Sinead run out the door, then me, then Shannon. But even still, production and the whole crew, they weren't in position for us to come out of the house yet. They hadn't called the phone and said, "Hey, y'all head on out." We just ran out of the door. And they had to pretty much get ready for us as they saw us coming because they weren't expecting it. But the limo door was locked. The driver had to run around to the driver's side to unlock the door, get in, and then unlock the door for us. So in all of that time, why didn't y'all come out the house? Why did y'all stay in the house? Y'all could have come out of the house at any moment and been on the limo with us if you really wanted to. And even before we pulled off, there's a monitor in the front seat of the bus where the producer and the driver sit. And sometimes they have like the little screen up. So I saw on the screen where they were looking out of the window, and then they came outside. I saw them walk up to the van. We were still sitting parked. We hadn't pulled off yet. The door wasn't even locked, dumbasses. You could have got right on if you wanted to. Y'all didn't want to. So y'all turned around and went back in the house. But even still, it was four of y'all. Y'all could have called a cab or a taxi or an Uber or something to come and pick y'all up. Or you could have gotten production's ass and made them have a production van take y'all wherever y'all were going. Because when y'all left and went out without us, we didn't bitch about it. We called a cab and we went out. We got ready in literally less than 30 minutes. We got ready in about 17 minutes. They called us a cab. And the cab took us where we had to go. And the cab ride was very, very expensive, like almost like probably like $40 a person or whatever it was ridiculous. So production didn't make us do that again. So all they had to do was say, "Hey, we don't want to pay for a cab," or "Hey, can you call us a cab," or something. The situation would have been fine, but whatever.
Okay. All right. So Kat was feeling a little upset. She was personally let down because she thought that, at this particular point that y'all were at least cool enough for y'all not to do that to her. And Lauren felt the same as well. So can you shed some light on that?
Like I said before, when the time had come, there wasn't like an issue in the house anymore. Or, at that point we were kind of coexisting. And the night before we went go-karting, I told Lauren and I told Kat, I said, "Hey, we're going to go go-karting tomorrow. If y'all want to come with us, y'all are more than welcome to. Y'all know we don't fuck with Jasmine or Jenna, so they're not allowed to come. We want to have a good time, and if y'all want to have fun or if y'all want to go go-karting, y'all are more than welcome to come with us." We told them that they could come. Anytime that me and the twins got ready to do anything and we didn't want to include all four of them, we would always, even when we went to do aerial aerobics, "You can come. We like y'all. We don't have a problem with y'all, but why would we invite girls that we know we don't like and we know they don't like us?" I know Jenna hates me from the pits of her soul because I had to beat her up 3 times. And I know that Jasmine hates the twins with, to the pit of her soul because you got your ass whooped on your birthday. So y'all don't like us. Why would we invite y'all anywhere with us? That wouldn't have made sense.
Right. Okay. Well, I feel you on that. So we see that Jazz is the ringleader for this whole turn of events. And at the time when Jasmine is saying, let's do this, Lauren and Kat are like, I don't know. More so Lauren than Kat, but they both are like, I don't know. But then eventually they get talked into doing it. What do you feel about Kat and Lauren watching them at first not wanting to do it? How do you feel about that?
I honestly think that they were too caught up in how they were going to be portrayed on TV by not sticking with their group or sticking with their friends or being down for the cause instead of sticking up for what was right. Because there were plenty of times when the house was in an uproar or there was a ruckus and Kat chose not to involve herself. And we were perfectly fine with that because Caddy doesn't have anything to do with you. And this not your fight. So why would we expect for you to hop in something that ain't yours? So we all respected Kat for that. And even when, you know, they went to the seance and Lauren decided to stay home with us, we didn't not talk to Lauren that night. We talked to her. We sat, like, Lauren sat around and talked to us and everything like a normal human being. We didn't treat her any type of way when she decided that she didn't want to go to the seance and she wanted to stay home with us. So for them to do that, I was just like, y'all really fell to peer pressure. Maybe they didn't want to hear Jasmine's mouth the next day, or maybe they didn't want to be called fake, or honestly, I don't know why they did it, but I feel like the situation could have gone very differently had they not joined in, or had they just kind of like stuck up for themselves. Not even stuck up for us, but, you know, more so stuck up for themselves and said, I don't agree with this and I'm not doing it.
Right. And I feel you on that, because I kind of feel the same way. Because when I was watching it, I'm like, this is Jasmine, y'all. Okay, so, all right, fine, she wants to do it, but just chill out. Like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. When I tell y'all they fucked up all y'all shit, they destroyed all of that stuff. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, what happened to Jelaminah's little lock that she had on her stuff in the beginning of the season? What happened?
Well, I think when the producers saw that, you know, our show is infamous for people shit getting fucked up. They told us that we couldn't have our suitcases. And I don't know if they took the suitcases from the girls every season, because I feel like I remember bitches having a suitcase in their room. But I can't quite say. But they told us that we couldn't have our suitcases out in the floor, because I had my suitcases chained to the bottom of my bed. And they were just kind of sitting there in the front. And then I had locks through all of like my zippers. As a matter of fact, that was very expensive. I need to go back to Ace and see if I can get my $50 back. But no, the producers basically took our suitcases, you know, once production actually started, because they said that having our suitcases in the room or having them, you know, lined up across the bottom of our bed was kind of like obstructing production from being able to do what they wanted to do. But
right,
they knew what the hell they were up to.
Right. Okay. So they completely destroy y'all stuff. They chanting in the bathroom with this little chant thing that they doing. I don't know what the hell they was saying.
Yes, bitch, yes.
Yeah.
No, bitch, no.
They were really feeling themselves. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. That bathtub was filled with so much stuff. Piss. Okay, so explain this, please, because, you know, I've heard the rumors and everything, and Jenna didn't deny it. She didn't deny it, but...
She was the one who told us first that they pissed on our stuff. When they were like, check the bathroom, you hear them yelling, oh, check the bathroom, check the bathroom. And then somebody else, that's why we pissed on y'all stuff, or something like that. We were like, what the fuck? So that's when we started going through our stuff. Like, I had a black leather clutch, and... like, when I looked inside of it, there was liquid in it. So I turned it from sides, because the inside of my purse was white and black, with like white and black stripes. And I turned my purse from side to side, and I'm like, these hoes pissed in my purse. Like, I think what they did was, well, not think, but because one of the PAs told me that they stood over the tub, like they squatted over the tub one by one and pissed in the water. So I knew it wasn't a lie, especially when my clothes are white and I got little yellow stains, like somebody been pissing in the snow on my clothes and on my jackets and on my stuff.
Oh my God.
Then, you know, well, we had to mail our stuff home, because you can't travel with soiled clothes like that. And we had to stay in LA for a couple of days after production was done, you know, just to wrap up stuff or whatever. When I got back to Houston and I opened up that box, or no, when I went to mail the stuff off, 2 or 3 days after they did what they did, when I went to go mail the stuff off, mold had grown on everything that they pissed on. Anything that had gotten wet from the water that they had thrown on our clothes, I had mold growing on my stuff. So it wasn't just water and old food. There was like a bacteria in there, you know, because they had to culture. That was very classy.
Child. What was interesting, after I watched the episode, I couldn't understand. You know, I was kind of pissed at this episode, so I did like a rant review, and I couldn't understand because when y'all got back, y'all had a good time. Y'all went out, y'all got back, and y'all see.
Yeah, they didn't even show y'all how much fun we had at the club.
Right.
I was dancing with somebody's papa and everything. Y'all had us a good time.
Y'all get back to the house, and then y'all see y'all stuff on the ground, and I have to say. And I didn't understand it when I first watched it, but now I get it now. It's season 14. Y'all been there, done that. Y'all seen it before. So I was like wondering in my mind, like, why are they so fucking calm? They are very calm. Y'all like walk up and y'all are like, oh, okay. So this what they, all right. And I'm just like, when I was watching it, I'm like, what the fuck? Why are they not going crazy? What is going on? So can you explain in your words how you were feeling at the time and why you seemed to be so calm?
When I got off the bus?
Yes.
Because we didn't know what we were walking into. Like, my thing is, I know can't nobody in this house whoop my ass, so I'm not worried about it. If y'all want to fight, we can fight till the roof fall off, till the paint come off the walls. If that's what y'all want to do. So when we see this stuff, okay, yeah, y'all threw like paint and stuff on our clothes. We had just gone to the arts and crafts store earlier because we were supposed to have a car wash. But when you see your stuff right there, you think that, okay, y'all threw some of our shit in the front yard trying to be cute. That was real cute. Kudos to you. But then, you know, when we walk in the house, none of our stuff was downstairs in the living area or like in the corridor, in the foyer. Nothing was right there. So at first we're thinking it's just our shit, you know, in the front yard. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to get kicked off the show. That was our thing at first. We didn't want to get kicked off the show. We didn't know that we were leaving at first when we seen our stuff in the front yard. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to get kicked off the show. Let me calm down. I'm going to take my shoes off before I walk in the house because I don't know, because since the twins walked in before me, I didn't know if they was going to be in the front area scrapping, fighting, killing, or what. So I'm like, you know, let me go ahead and take my shoes off just in case I have to hit somebody when I come in. I don't want to hit nobody the wrong way and I fall. So let me, you know, make sure I got my balance. But I think it was more so that we didn't really know the magnitude of the destruction. So we weren't able really to get that upset at first. That's why you heard Shannon say, this paint better be washable or somebody owe me $200,000. We thought the paint was washable until we start finding the bottles in our stuff and it said acrylic paint not washable.
Okay.
So that's when we lost it. Or no, when we lost it was when we didn't lose it for real until we knew that they made a cesspool in the bathtub with our stuff. That's when we really was just like, okay, now this bitches is playing and I'm about to kill somebody.
So y'all walk in and they sitting there like it set it off. The four of them posted up at the door like they about to handle some business. And so, you know, Shannon and Sinead walk in so flawlessly. I love them girls. And they go up the steps and they're like, okay. I'm thinking that they're going up the steps to change or to get some, you know, some clothes, some different clothes on or whatever the case may be. And then Jenna and Jasmine kind of go after them. And I'm like, okay, they being real ballsy. Like, what they about to do? And so you come in the house, and once again, you had one of your one-liners. You was like, okay, y'all ready? Oh, so y'all ready? And then you go up the steps. Now, why did you go up the steps?
Because I was like, oh, y'all ready? Who on it first? So when I walk in, I go upstairs because if we're going to get to fighting, let me take my dress off. I wanted to, if we're going to fight, let me change. Shit, everybody got on fighting clothes. Let me put on my fighting clothes too. That's what we're going to do. Hey, y'all waiting on us at the door like y'all Billy Badass. But if I was them and I destroyed somebody's stuff, I'm going to go ahead. If you want to add insult to injury, go ahead and just start swinging on bitches when they come through the door. If you're going to be at the door waiting on them, don't be at the door standing around like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And you ain't really about that life.
Right.
So then her and Kat followed me upstairs.
Right.
That big mistake.
Right. So when you get upstairs now, another laughing moment was, you know, Jenna tried to attack the twins. It didn't really work. The security came in. And Jazz, the ringleader, is sitting there. Now, this is so fucking hilarious. This is so hilarious. When you come up behind Jenna and Jasmine. Jasmine is fearing for her life, hiding behind Jenna.
And Jenna flinched. If you think Jenna does one of these, like she about to walk into a Thriller clip.
Right. So all of y'all are up there, and then all of a sudden Lauren comes charging. Now that was surprising to see Lauren charge, but she kind of failed because I think you hit her in the face and she kind of fell back, and then security came, and then Kat tried to get in the mix. So what in your eyes, what did you see in this whole situation?
So basically what happened was I get up the stairs. Lauren and Kat aren't too far behind me, you know, when I'm coming. And by the time I make it to the room, that's when you see the clip of Jasmine and Jenna off to the side. And, you know, I turn around and I'm like, run up. Because I think we did have maybe like a split second of exchange words or talking shit. So I'm like the baddest bitch, run up. Lauren ran up. And when Lauren ran up, I just started digging in her ass. I hit her probably a good 4 or 5 times in the face. Y'all caught the one. That was the first time I hit her, because when she ran, I was already standing in place. So you finna catch 150 pounds and your momentum. So when I hit her, she flew back, but she came back forward because I had her by her shirt. So you ran up to me.
Okay.
Do you need me to answer that question again? Sorry.
No, you could just start from so she ran up.
Okay. So basically she ran up and I grabbed her by her shirt and I hit her in the face, and I hit her probably 2 or 3 more times. And then that's when you see Kat come up and hit me 2 times on the right side of my face, because security by that time had gotten in between me and Lauren, but Kat is left-handed. So Kat was able to stick that left hand on the side of security and catch me 2 times on the side of the head. All right now. So y'all get split up. Now this is where I'm confused, because we go from the top of the stairs to the bottom of the stairs, upside, in the bathroom, outside, breaking lamps, you on the phone. I'm like, I'm lost. Then you throwing soap at Lauren while they upstairs. I was so fucking confused by how all of this transpired after y'all initially were upstairs and the security happened. So can you walk us through this whole situation, please? So basically, they broke up the fight. They took the girls, because Jenna and Kat's room were on the opposite side of the house. Lauren and Jazz were on the same side of the house with me and the twins. So they took all of them to the opposite side of the house into the other girl's room. And by that time, that's when I had a chance to change clothes. That's when you see me in the white shorts and the white shirt. And you see me with my hair tied back. And they kept me and Sinead in the room. And they let Shannon start collecting our stuff from around the house. And they had somebody from production come out and start helping collect our stuff. And I fucking lost it. Like, I was in the room going off on security. Like, they have everything glued down to the dressers. I was snatching everything that was glued down, trying to bust windows and everything. So I'm like, okay, I'm cool. You know, just let me out the room. Let me go and see what has been done. And so they're like, okay. So when they let me out the room, this is my first time walking into the bathroom. By the time I got into the bathroom, our shoes and stuff was no longer inside of the pissy water. Our stuff was now laying on the side of the tub where Shannon or Sinead had gone and kind of like scooped the stuff out. So that was inside of the beauty room. Our bathroom was inside of the beauty room. So and everybody's mirrors and stuff are still on the table. So I just get the mirrors and start throwing them against the wall, trying to bust the windows open. Because by that time, I had already put it in my mind, I'm going home. And I'm like, y'all let them fuck up our shit. Y'all not going to let us fuck them up. So, okay, let's just fuck up the house and call it even. So, literally, I grabbed everything that I could see. Like, I grabbed the thermostat off of the wall. I grabbed the security system off of the wall. Then, you know, I was in the beauty room, and I'm breaking mirrors. and they have a lot of like trap doors and stuff. So of course security comes out of like nowhere and grabs me from behind and like drags me back into the room or whatever. And I'm like, you know, that's when, because for a long time we couldn't get production on the phone. Or wait, actually I skipped a part. Before I put my clothes on, for whatever reason, the girls were still able to like walk through the house, or they hadn't like fully contained us yet. And so that's when I go to the kitchen or whatever. I'm just trying to find whatever I can find, and I'm throwing stuff over the top of the balcony. And then by the time I get back upstairs, once I realize they're not gonna let us get to them again, whatever, that's when I put my clothes on. That's when I put on my clothes and I start breaking stuff. And I think, yeah, I had on my shirt, I had on the same white shirt when I was in the phone room, you know, when I called my sisters.
How did you get to the phone? Like, at what point did you get to the phone, to get on the phone to talk to your sister?
Well, it had been a while once a lot of this stuff had, you know, occurred. Like, once, it was a while. Like, it's like, in instances like that, when your adrenaline is rushing, you black out. So, I don't remember everything verbatim. I remember key points, and I remember bits and pieces. But I couldn't walk you through it as I would be able to do if I was like
right,
totally there.
Right.
But basically, I told them, I was like, you know, y'all aren't doing anything for us, because by that time, production had come out of, or the producers had come out of, the executive producers had come out of hiding, and I had my contract, and I'm like, you know, show me in my contract where y'all aren't responsible for paying for my stuff. Because I was like, somebody owe us some money. Y'all let these hoes destroy our stuff, and y'all gonna tell us that we can't touch their stuff or we can't fight them. Somebody got me fucked up. And what's up? So I'm like, well, you know, just let me go downstairs. I was like, that's what I said. Well, I said, in that case, let me go downstairs and call my lawyer. That's the only reason they let me out the room, because I said I was calling my lawyer. Well, I wasn't getting on the phone to call my lawyer. I was getting on the phone to call my mother. And my family is Muslim, just like Jazz's family is. And what they didn't show y'all is that I was on the phone, and I was telling my sister, because my mom wasn't answering the phone. She was asleep. It was very late. We got back to the house around like 2, and by that time, it was probably like maybe almost 5 o'clock in Houston when I was calling my mama. I knew she was probably, it was a shot in the dark. I knew my mom probably wasn't going to answer the phone, but I was like, maybe something to wake her up in her spirit. Maybe she'll pick up the phone. And so that's when I called my younger sister. My younger sister ended up picking up the phone. And I'm like, you know, call mama and tell her I need some kind of help at this house. Like, because at that point, they still hadn't told us that we were going to be kicked off the show or anything. So I'm like, this is like a social injustice. And one thing about the Nation of Islam is they handle stuff like that. Whenever a minority has been like, you know, discriminated against, or whenever there's some type of social injustice, they usually come and help rectify the situation, speak on their behalf, or help them get some type of justice for, you know, a wrongdoing. And so I'm like, get somebody on the phone from the Nation or something, because I'm being handled like they doing me wrong up here, like they doing me real bad, like, you know what I mean? They're holding us captive in the house. When you try to call 911, they're cutting the phone lines. Like, seriously, that's the kind of shit that they were on. They were cutting the phone lines when we tried to call 911. We would get on the phone with production. They wouldn't answer the phone for us, like the bat phone, the phone that connects production to us. Y'all are sitting right here by the phone. Why y'all not answering the phone? But y'all sitting here with all of these cameras, and y'all are watching all of this go on. But now y'all don't want to answer the phone.
Right.
And so I lost it in the phone room once my sister told me, like, damn, you're not even going to have nothing to wear to church in the morning? That's when I really lost it. Because when the seance occurred, you know, I made a big deal about it, because I was like, y'all don't know our spiritual beliefs. And I was like, you know, how y'all just going to try to bring somebody in the house like that on us? And I was like, what if I wanted to go to church? Y'all going to tell me I can't go to church? You know, and I was like, Easter Sunday is coming up. I want to go to church for Easter. It's a lot of shit going on in this house, and just period. And I need to go to church. And so they were like, okay, Jayla, if you want to go to church on Sunday, you know, we'll make a way for you to go to church. I was like, okay, cool. So they had already told me that I could go to church Easter Sunday. But that incident happened Saturday night going into Easter Sunday. So once I realized that I didn't even have a decent outfit or anything, period, that I could put on and go to church the next day, that's when I really lost it. Because now y'all playing with my sanity. Now y'all playing with my spiritual beliefs, and now y'all playing with me.
Right.
And everything just kind of like, because up until that moment, I was still somewhat calm about the situation. The twins had already lost it. Like, they was gone. I was still somewhat like, okay, as long as I don't threaten nobody, as long as I don't try to kill nobody, I'll still be able to stay. Like, I was trying to make sure that I could stay for whatever crazy reason. Even though I knew that I probably should have been going home. I'm like, okay, let me just do what I gotta do so I don't get kicked off the show. So I'm trying to remain calm. But once I realized that, I was like, nah, I'm going home. Fuck this. Fuck everybody. It's time to go. And I lost it in the phone room. And I broke the phone, so maybe that's another reason after that why we couldn't call out. I smashed the phone, and I was like, damn, I probably shouldn't have done that. We needed that.
I mean, I understand everything that you're saying as far as feeling disrespected and wanting to destroy the house, because I'm like, I can't believe that they allowed them to do all of that. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't understand it. And so I was kind of annoyed how the producers kind of like came to y'all outside and was like, okay, because of everything that has taken place, you guys you're going home. You've made threats and this and that and the third. How did you feel at that point when all the three producers came up to y'all and was telling y'all this?
I wanted to spit in Brian's face. I'm going to just be all the way real with you. But I was like, you know what? I was like, well, thank you for the opportunity. And I just kept it moving. Because at that point, like, I had gone through too much and I wasn't about to fight with them. And I knew that they fucked up. And like I told them, I said, I laughed in their face. After I said, well, thank you for the opportunity, and they wanted to keep talking about it. And I was just like, y'all are dumb as hell. I said, you're never going to be able to replace us. I said, you'll never find anybody else that will ever bring anything to your show like I did. I could have had this whole show by myself, and y'all know it just like I do. You'll never find another set of twins that can replace the Claremont twins. And you'll never, ever find anybody, one single person, that will ever bring you what I brought to the table. I said, so y'all just fucked yourselves. And I laughed in their face, honestly, because they did.
So how do you feel about the next day? I was dying laughing. The next day, these girls come in and they are scared for their life. They don't even want to get in the house. They thinking that y'all are hiding somewhere and that y'all gonna. Oh God, what were you thinking when you saw that? When you saw that scene?
I was just like, look at these scary pussy hoes. How y'all gonna act like Billy Badass, Little Sisters last night, and then we not even there on the premises or nothing, but y'all hoes are shook. And that's when I was just like, you're proving to me how much I am better than you in this moment right here. And it doesn't come down to me being better than you from a monetary standpoint, but just period in life. I'm better than you, because if I wasn't, or if you didn't fear me, or if you didn't feel inferior, why the hell you walking around this house looking scared for your life? You wasn't looking scared for your life when you was fucking our shit up. But y'all, they knew that they were wrong for what they did. And they didn't know what kind of situation they were going to be walked into or what they were walking into. They knew production helped them set us up, so they didn't know production was setting them up. And I was like, look at these hoes, just scary. Cowards. Like, they just look like a bunch of cowards, honestly.
Yeah, it was crazy, because I'm like, the night before, y'all was talking all this crap. Now y'all come back to the house, and I was just dying laughing at that. Let me ask you, do you think that watching, I don't know if you watched the rest of the episode, but if you did, do you think that you and the twins would have gotten along with Amber or Beatrice?
I think that we would have. Now, I don't know how the relationships would have gone, considering the other girls were in the house too, but Amber was very like our speed. Ginger is she's, very down to earth, a very cool chick. I honestly think that had they been in the house with us, they wouldn't have fucked with Jazz. I don't foresee that happening because they would have really been able to see through the fake or the jealousy or whatever, because real recognize real. And I've had conversations with Amber, and I've had conversations with Ginger. I actually just talked to Ginger yesterday. But just from the conversations that I've had with them, or, us talking to each other, I don't really think that they would have been, really dealing with the other girls like that.
By any chance, did Amber talk to you guys about what the girls had did to your stuff? Like, when she had saw the episode, did she reach out and say, "Oh my God, I didn't know that they really did that," or anything like that? Have you had a conversation with her like that?
We had those conversations at the reunion.
Okay.
Because during filming, they're telling the girls one thing, but then when it's on TV or you see the clips, that's a different. Sorry, somebody called me.
You good?
So what I stop?
You were talking about how Amber saw the clips at the reunion and was able to see it.
Yeah. So when we were at the reunion, Amber, I had conversations with Amber, Allie, and Ginger, and the girls portrayed us one type of way, but when they were able to actually come home and check the blogs and really kind of get a feel for us outside of what they had been told, it was a totally different situation. So they didn't know to what magnitude or to what capacity the girls had really tried to screw us over, but they knew it had to have been something disgusting or nasty, because since those were our replacements, they had to sleep in our beds. And all of that liquid and nasty stuff that had, seriously, no, all jokes put to the side, like no shade, no nothing. This is just straight factual. All of that stuff had been thrown on our bed. They tried to clean it, but it was in the mattresses. Those girls broke out in hives and had to go to the hospital from sleeping in those beds. So at that point, they knew it was something, like somebody ain't telling us something. And you see in the episode where they're like, "Oh, y'all have to clean this up." Bullshit. They had to hire a cleaning crew. Ain't no way that them hoes would have been able to restore that house. Come on now.
Right.
They was barely taking baths. They don't know how to clean, right?
Oh. What did you feel about the apology letter that they wrote?
That was my first time seeing it on TV. I didn't receive no apology letter from nobody. They did that strictly for TV. And as far as I'm concerned, you can take your apology and shove it up your ass.
I know that's right.
Don't apologize to me, because if you were sorry, you wouldn't have did it in the first place.
I know that's right.
And I can't remember what movie it was in, or who said it, but bitch, don't be sorry. Be careful. That's how I feel about it.
Okay. How did you feel about Amber getting Lauren and Jazz to fight or argue?
I mean, I was here for it because they used to try to play us against each other. Jazz used to try to play me against the twins all the time. I just would never go for it. Like one day when we had the barbecue, the day that me and Jenna got into it, she was like, "Well, the twins, I overheard the twins say a couple of days ago that, they don't trust you, and, that they only trust each other, and they don't really fuck with nobody in the house but each other. And only thing I'm going to say is, if they ever try you, I got your back. I got your back. If they try to jump you, I got your back." She used to say little shit like that all the time, but I don't go for that. If you tell me somebody's saying something about me, I'm going to go and sit them down, and I'm going to talk to them about it. Or I'm going to just, like I told her one day, I was like, "Just please stop telling me stuff, because you being messy." I was like, "If you're going to tell me something, tell me right when it happens. Don't tell me 2 and 3 days later after we done rectified the situation, or now everybody is back on good terms, because then it make it seem like you being messy or like you're trying to start drama. Whether you trying to give me a heads up on what's being said behind my back or not, if you're going to give me a heads up, tell me the day it happens. Don't wait days later, because now it's null and void." Right.
Okay. All right. Well, I do have to say, like I said, I was completely upset in my review. I was like, now the show is over. I mean, this season is done. I mean, between the twins and Jelaminah, y'all were the bad girls put for this particular season. And I'm feeling that Amber is cool, and it would have been cool if Amber was in the house with y'all, because I think it would have been like a 4-on-4 type of situation. I really think that Amber, like you said, was y'all speed. So when she came in, I was like, okay, I'm getting good vibes from her. Beatrice, I don't really know how to take her as of yet, but apparently, Kat, I did an interview with Kat, and Kat said that the replacements, Amber and Beatrice, try to be a little buck at the reunion. Is there any light that you can shed on that?
They were. All the replacements had some buck in their system because they're not weak. Like, I would have much rather had the three of them than them.
Okay.
Like,
but
I would have even kept Tina in the three replacements over Lauren, Jazz, and Kat. But like, yeah, there were fights at the reunion. But and that's one thing I can say, like, I was here for it. Like, that Ginger got a mouth on her, and when I tell you I was here for it, she was quick with her comebacks, and she's that cute, and I was like, bitch, you better. I was there for it, so.
Okay, but you don't get into any heated arguments with the replacements, right? Okay. Well, that's good, and that's real good, because that would make just absolutely no sense. But I like the fact that on the particular episode, when it was interesting how Jazz was going against Lauren and talking to Amber about what had happened in the limo at that particular time, and I was like, wow, y'all had just banded together to go against the three girls. Now you're sitting here telling a new girl right out the gate that Lauren is not a good friend and that she didn't help you out with the fight or whatever the case may be. I was able to see that Amber is able to make up her own mind and figure out what she's going to do and how she's going to say it and so forth and so on. So that was cool.
She try to turn people against the other people. Like, that's Jazz's thing. She tried to turn people against other people, and that's what she did with Jenna. Jenna just fell for it, because when Jenna, as you saw, she was outside dogging the twins out to Jenna, but instead of Jenna thinking for herself or not putting herself in that situation or taking sides, she chose to side with them and wasn't there for the ruckus, even though before Jenna got there, we had all come to the agreement that whatever happened before the replacement got here, we're not gonna tell her about it. We just gonna bury the hatchet, and we're gonna move forward so that she has a chance to decide who she wants to be friends with or not be cool with, instead of us putting bugs in her ear. So,
would you ever do anything with Oxygen again, like a Bad Girls Battle or anything like that?
Oxygen isn't the problem. Oxygen didn't do us. Buna Murray did. It was the production company. They allowed them to mess up our stuff. As far as I'm concerned, like I tell people all the time, it's always business and never personal. Because at the end of the day, they had a job to do, just like I had a job to do. And in the event that Buna Murray or Oxygen ever call me again to do another project, I'm gonna check my feelings and leave them at the door, because at the end of the day, I'm here to collect my check, and I'm here to get my money. So my money and my check come first, because that's what's gonna keep me on TV, and that's what's gonna keep me relevant and keep me working. So if that means I gotta, eat my feelings for a second and go and talk shit with my girlfriends later, then that's just what I have to do, because my money comes first.
Okay, all right. So what's next for Jelaminah? Do you have anything exciting that you can tell us, or anything that you're trying to accomplish that you want to do now that you've had this taste of TV and exposure?
So right now I'm working on a clothing line. It's called Normal Culture, and my clothing line will be ready and hopefully out for purchase, or things will be ready to be purchased before the reunion airs. That is my goal, to have all of my merchandise or select pieces ready for consumption before the reunion airs. And I've actually been working on a movie that they're filming here in Houston. I have a role in that. I can't really say too much about that. And then I might be doing another sitcom, like an actual show where you can see my acting skills and you can see my talent. But honestly, my ultimate goal is to get into real TV, sitcoms, dramas, so that you can actually see my acting ability and you're able to see the versatility that I can bring to the camera or to the stage. So I'm excited about getting on the big screen in that way, and I want to take my modeling more serious because I do have the bone structure, I have the height, I have what it takes, and I've had runway training, and I actually modeled before I started acting, or before I ever thought that I was going to be on like a reality show or a TV. My dream and my goal was always to be a Victoria's Secret angel. So I've been modeling or attempting to model or doing small things since I was a kid. So modeling has always been my first passion. So I'm looking to take my modeling career more serious and take acting classes and take my acting more serious too. So.
All right. Well, I'm here for it. I think you can do it. You are definitely a beautiful girl with and without makeup, which is an amazing thing because, some of these chicks just need to put layers and layers of makeup on their face. Right. So it's a beautiful thing. One last thing before you go. What advice do you have for the girls of season 15? Because apparently it's a sister family special kind of thing. I don't know.
Only thing that I would say to those girls are welcome to the BGC family. Find you some girls from previous seasons that you can connect with and that you can rub shoulders with or elbows with that will help you make more money in the future and aren't afraid to see you make it. And just keep going. Don't stop after BGC, whether you make it to the end or not. You did what you had to do to get on the show. Don't let the show stop you or be a hindrance, and don't stand in your own way. And like I tell everybody, always remember, everything is it's always business and never personal. Try not to take whatever happens in the house personal. Handle your business and get your money. At the end of the day, you already did what you had to do, and hey, the damage is done. You want Bad Girls Club, so it ain't too much you can do to destroy yourself more than that. So I just say get out there, keep working, because I had to wake up and realize that I'm no longer regular or normal. So going back into the regular workforce isn't really an option for any of us at this point. So if you're going to be on TV, you might as well take it to the top.
Okay. And I lied because I got one more question. There were a lot of people, Tammy Roman, Christina from BGC 9, quite a few girls in the TV world that have been on TV that definitely supported you via Twitter, supported you and the twins via Twitter as talking about how it was terrible, how production allowed that to happen, and how it was really disgusting of the girls to do that. Is there anyone that like reached out to you via telephone that you actually spoke to from anywhere on TV that kind of like gave you some advice or talked to you about the situation?
No one reached out and actually called me. I did receive emails and DMs via Twitter and Instagram. And I just have to tell those girls, thank you, and I appreciate y'all's support, because it is a very hard situation. And some of those girls, they've been in our shoes, but maybe not to that capacity. And so they, especially the BGC girls, they know what it feels like to be screwed by production. Or, they know what it feels like for somebody to destroy something of theirs or attempt to ruin their personal belongings. So they were able to empathize. And so for any and everybody, not even just celebrities or people that have been on TV, even for the fans, for all of y'all that have reached out to me or the twins regarding the situation, for everyone that's supporting us, whether we acknowledge it or whether we know that you are or not, we definitely appreciate it, because there's power in numbers.
I agree. Are you still cool with Megan?
I am, yeah.
Okay, and what other names, or just a couple girls from previous seasons that you're cool with?
Well, I like to keep my circle very small, so I'm cool with Megan, I'm cool with Asia, and Judy and I, we speak from time to time. She has never rubbed me the wrong way. As far as I know, she's never, or none of the girls have ever thrown any shade my way, but I would say those are probably the three girls that I communicate with.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank you once again for doing like the 17th interview and allowing us to get the truth behind the scenes. I really do appreciate it. Everybody is definitely looking forward to hearing from you in your commentary. I need you to try to get these twins on here because everybody wants to see the twins, and everybody wants to hear their thoughts. I know they're probably over BGC and don't even want to talk about it, but all the fans are clamoring to hear them. And once again, thank you for being a part of the show.
Thank you for always having me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak for all of us and, just kind of get my side of the story out there. And it's definitely appreciated. Yeah,
I think your interview is about to hit 100,000, the first one, or past it or something like that. So, yeah, people watching. It's circulating. So, yeah, that's a beautiful thing.